What's up everybody and welcome back to the ProtoART. So I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes drawing I did of one of my images. So I imported my sketch into Photoshop as well as opened a picture of One Punch Man as a color reference. I ended up sampling his skin tone as a reference here, and as well as some of the color from his cape just for the overall coloring of my image. Because of latency issues, again, I did have to pause this video, so I do skip ahead, you'll see in a second here, quite a bit, and there it goes. All I'm doing really is having my opacity set pretty low. I usually kept it around 30% and the flow around 15%, and just gradually add highlights and shadows, just kind of sculpting the face that way. There's really no magic to it, really. Just looking at a lot of reference images, how they color images, what parts of the face they usually highlight, how to kind of emphasize certain things. I did have to play around with the layering, which I'll kind of put the layers that I order of how I did it in the description of this video so you can kind of follow along. I felt like the coloring of the eye was probably the most challenging part for me. I tried to like make everything look soft and gradual. That's why I use a broad brush majority of the time here, like a broad soft brush. I'm no pro at this at all, very amateur, still learning, so I do make a lot of mistakes throughout this entire drawing. And here you see I'm kind of working on the eye, trying to sculpt it. I kind of felt like the background was too simple, so I do end up just getting an image from Google and kind of blurring the background a little bit, just and kind of matching the color by using the same highlights and shadow as I did in my original image here. Like I said, it helps to use a lot of references, guys. Here you see I'm just kind of playing around with the different layers there. I'm importing my background, blurring it, coloring it. So I do end up adding more highlights to the back of him just to kind of emphasize certain things, because his outfit is kind of shiny, the material. Because that's another thing you should keep in mind when you're drawing and creating the character, is like the actual materials and fabrics that are on this your creature or whatever it is, your character, how it would respond in real world environments. So as you can see, I missed it quite a bit when I was doing my original blocking out of colors. My initial layer is normally like a flat color, so then I add my details and stuff after. So I'm just kind of filling in the parts I missed here and kind of fine-tuning it. Just kind of learning from other drawings, like I said, will help you significantly. Just going back and forth between my original drawing to see if what I missed, what I want to add. I did notice when I added highlights and shadows, I did kind of lose some of the details, so I just had to rearrange the layering of my image here and put the original line work on top of the other layers. But I felt like I was losing some of the feel of how the highlights were hitting, so I had to move that above. I did feel like the image was a little too smooth, so here I'm adding some grain to kind of give it a little bit of grit. You can do this at any stage in your process or whatever works for you. I finally opened this in Color Effects Pro, which is an extremely powerful plugin. You can color grade, and like you see here, I'm adding vignettes and additional things. I'm adding more details with the detail extractor. I choose more of a purpley blue kind of color in the end here. It just reminded me of like old cartoons I used to watch, like Ninja Scroll or something like that. I really like the color of it. So the final stage, I add detail with the detail extractor, and I leave certain parts out from the background because I don't want to bring focus to it. I do end up adding an additional blur layer at the very last stage of this to again bring focus, or your focal point, to the face and not the background. That's pretty much it, guys. Normally would do my drawings in the order you see on the right. The only exception with this is the line layers higher up in the stack. I think this drawing took me nearly like an hour 20 minutes to complete from beginning to end. So yeah, it took quite a bit of time. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe you learned some techniques and kind of ideas about how to layer your drawings and stuff. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell for the newest notifications, and I'll try to put out some more material for you guys. now's the time to kind of get into any hobbies or stuff you want to learn since you got time on your hands. Be safe out there. Hope to talk to you soon, and enjoy the rest of this video.